The answer. It.
Right. Good evening, everyone. This is the Town of New Canaan Town Council regular meeting, Tuesday, April 5th, 2022. It's scheduled for 7 o'clock. We are at 7:06. You can join us on Zoom. There's a meeting ID 842-1004-6647. It's one tap and you're in. We will kick the meeting off with the Pledge of Allegiance. If you'll all rise. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Next up, roll call. Mark, will you call the roll?
Yes. Yes, sir. Robin Bates Mason,
Here.
Rita Bettino,
Here.
Tom Butterworth. Here. Mark Jimsky, here. Steve Carl,
Here.
Luke Kaufman. Mike Morrow.
Here.
Maria Naughton,
Here.
Kimberly Norton,
Here.
Hillary Ormond,
Here.
Christina Ross.
Here.
Penny Young,
I am here.
and Luke is here.
Welcome, Luke. And Penny, thanks for not infecting us. You sound pretty sick out there.
It's my trusty box of Kleenex and I'm here.
Thank you. All right. Hope you feel better. All right, here we go. So next up, we need to approve some minutes, and we've got a lot of them. First of all, thank you for the filling in for some of these minutes. I think Mark and Tom and by committee and Tucker, thank you very much. But we need approval of the March 15th meeting, the March 16th meeting, March 22nd, March 24th, and then the special meeting on March 30th. So I'm going to go through them one at a time. So any amendments to the March 15th meeting? Any amendments to March 16th? How about March 22nd? And March 24th?
Minutes to be on.
Oh,
Yeah, can you just read that for us, Tom? Read it into the record.
Security initiative.
so the new reading would be I don't see that. I don't see the word transfer in there. Sorry.
So that's what we want to add. We go to appropriation.
So we're
Oh,
just,
the transfer was approved.
yeah, so we're
okay,
going
so
to strike appropriation.
Should I make a motion then?
Yeah.
I move that in the March 24th meetings under NCPD Security Initiative, the last sentence, the appropriation would be changed to the transfer.
Paid out of extra duty fund.
That's right. All right, so we need a second. Hillary? All in favor of the change? Penny, you hear us out there?
Yep.
Okay, that's unanimous. All right, and then finally, the special meeting held on March 30th. Any changes, corrections, additions to that? Seeing none. We need a motion to approve all of the minutes above. Mark, second. Tom, all in favor? That's unanimous. Thank you very much. That was a lot of work, guys. Thank you so much for going through all that. And just for the record too, those minutes are circulated within the executive committee. We read them and correct them. So it is a committee. So thank you all for all the work. All right, on to public comments. Members of the public are welcome to speak to the council on agenda topics scheduled for review and or vote. Speakers are requested to provide their name and street address. Comments will be limited to 2 to 3 minutes, subject to total numbers of speakers. Would anybody from the public like to address the council? I see none in the room. Tucker, you got anybody out in the waiting room? All right. Moving on to item number 4, budget update and review. Further review and discussion of the council if necessary. this is where you can make any final comments. A little housekeeping though, before we get into that. We will go through the read at the end, and when we do the read, I'll just, before we actually walk through and do the actual read, I wanted to bring the new members up to speed on how that'll work. So we'll cover that as well. But with any last minute questions or discussion on any items under item number 4, Tom.
Procedurally, the capital items are not on, we're not voting on them tonight.
No, that is at a later meeting, I believe.
So does that mean we shouldn't have discussion about them?
Maybe we could still discuss them
Okay.
if you want, but I think we've pretty much beaten that up pretty good. So, but you're welcome. If you want to just make any last comments before we move through it.
But there'd be another forum to do that.
Yes. Yep. Is that correct, Tucker?
I'm looking,
And
yes.
Is that the bonding?
will we have one more? Will we have one more cracker? Is that it for the capital stuff? Right. So yeah. In other words, so the capital has to be approved tonight, but before, anytime we do any of those big projects, you'll get another bite at it.
But I'm not clear what number are we voting on tonight for capital? Just whatever is on the attachment. Yeah.
Tax supported capital.
Great.
Yeah, so if you look at the entire third page of the document you have tonight, that's really and let's talk about that now. So when we're going to walk through this as we vote, I've asked Tom to, if you go to page 3 under general fund, we'll be reading each one of those line by line. And then as you get down to where it says vote, Tom will, for instance, in the first category, Tom will total that out. It's 62,530,996. We'll take a motion from the floor. There'll be a second, and then we'll all vote on that particular tranche. And then we'll move on to the next item. Traditionally, the council has usually, these votes are, the motions and the seconds are done by the committees that the chairs of the committee. So we'll pull up the list of the committee chairs and make sure that, those will be the folks who motion and then second. All right. I have a few comments, but I'll wait to see if does anybody else have anything else to say. All right. So just as a synopsis, every year we tackle the budget of the town of New Canaan. It's a long and arduous journey that starts back in October and November and continues through the first week of April. It winds its way through various steps and checkpoints along the way, including Board of Selectmen, Board of Ed, Board of Finance, and then to us. There's countless committee meetings, individual meetings, written and verbal communications and questions, input from department heads, staff members, as well as our taxpayers. It's a thorough vetting of the positive and negative, timing of projects, ongoing operating expectations, needs versus wants, bondable versus non-bondable. In the end, it's our job to put it in the books and officially adopt it. And that's what's going to happen this evening. Our local government working together managed to hold the line on tax increases for an unprecedented 3 years in a row. Accomplishing this with a backdrop of some of the most challenging times we've ever witnessed as a community was no small feat. None of our peer towns were able to get there. Obviously, this trend would be very difficult to continue if times were normal. But now as the contract and healthcare costs have risen, interest rates have increased, and of course, inflation has crept into many facets of the budget. We are definitely up against it this year. We've tried, we will see a tax bump, but working with a very capable Board of Finance, the increase will be manageable around the 4% range, which average over the last 4 years is around a 1% increase for 4 years. So not bad when you're talking about the size and scope of the budget. We are extremely lucky to have a town that enjoys a AAA bond rating, a near perfect collection rate, and a healthy reserve. We manage our town's money with care, responsibility, and respect, just as we manage our funds at home. We've stepped up and fully funded our schools, education programs, teachers, administrators, and support staff. We've honored our contractual obligations like busing, sped transportation, health costs, and retirement contributions. We've supported and maintained improving our school buildings, numerous fields, our track and tennis courts. We've made sure our arts and science programs are recognized and supported. The council has acknowledged that our schools remain our biggest asset and one of our community's biggest attractions. On the town side, public safety is our highest priority. Our police, fire, EMS, and health departments have played huge roles in keeping our community safe. We've fully funded their operating requests in anticipation of their continued incredible service to our residents. In addition, the council has agreed to put a collective stake in the ground alongside other branches of the government to enable our New Canaan Police Department to remain in place and finally get the upgrades to their building that are so sorely needed. While a small part of the overall budget, the other departments in town hall that play vital roles in overall level of service in town have been fully funded as well. The Selectman's Office, Human Services, Parking, Town Clerk, Building and Land Use, Tax Assessor and Collection Offices, Human Resources, and Registrars, to name a few. The council has taken a close look at our public works budget, funded our roads and sidewalk programs, bridge repairs, infrastructure upgrades. Our parks also regarded as a top-tier town asset, and such we are fully funding our Parks and Rec budget, as well as the maintenance and improvements to trails, buildings, and facilities. We have talked about some exciting new initiatives, including a swap shop, playground at Waveney, upgraded planetarium at New Canaan High School, energy saving programs, new lights at Dunning, ongoing funding of the Waveney Conservancy and New Canaan Athletic Foundation. I am proud of the work and the time that we put in making it to this point in our process. Our collective work within our communities and collaboration within the Board of Finance has allowed the town to trim the budget back by almost $4 million since it was introduced earlier this year. It truly takes a committed village of residents, staff members, paid workers, appointed representatives, and elected officials to bring a budget of this magnitude to fruition. The amount of time, questions, emails, text, calls to put this together is immeasurable. If you just tuned in, this is the very, very end of a very, very long process. The time has come to raise our hands and hopefully later a traditional glass of something as we move through the approval of our 22-23 annual budget. All right. With that, let's turn to page 3. And I talked to Josh earlier about why these 2 pages were on the front, because normally this doesn't normally get posted, but there was a literally a tiny change to the real estate assessment, which was like 0.0. Josh, I am going to call on you. I'm going to ask you that question. Yeah, 0.002 mill rate increase, which is, but I needed to mention it because it wasn't exactly the same numbers that we had last time. What's the dollar difference? Yeah. It's nothing.
Oh, I'm not sure exactly.
All right. So it's
0.01%.
right, 0.01%.
That's because the Board of Assessment Appeals lowered.
Right. Board of Assessment Appeal lowered it. So I just wanted to let you know about that. But that's really the only change since you saw it the last time. 0.001. All right, with that, I'm going to let Tom read the general fund to start with, and we'll move through the budget.
Just set this in the form of a motion.
Yes.
So I move that we approve the following general fund items. Total town budget, $39,596,360. Total BOE expenses paid by town budget, $572,801. Tax funded capital budget, $232,000. Debt service budget, $18,338,580. Non-wage contingency budget, $300,000. Total library budget, $2,562,818. Transfers and outside agencies budget, $928,437 for a total town budget of $530,996.
All right. So Tom made the motion. Penny second. You got there, Penny? Okay.
Yep.
Penny seconds it. All in favor? That's unanimous. Next, Mark, can you read the next?
Sure. Motion to approve total BOE operating and health insurance transfer budget of $99,052,999.
Second, Tom?
Okay.
All in favor? That's unanimous. Mike, can you read the next line?
Sure, I'll make a motion for the total general fund operating expenditure budget of $161,583,995.
Second. Christina? All in favor? That's unanimous. Each one of these has to have a separate line item. So Mark, you want to read the next one?
Sure. Motion to approve general fund non-tax revenue budget total of $11,844,102.
Second. Rita? All in favor?
Yeah.
That's unanimous. You can keep going, Mark.
Okay, motion to approve fund balance contribution total of $5 million.
Second. Maria? All in favor? That's unanimous.
Motion to approve amount to be raised by taxation of $144,739,893.
Second. Hillary? All in favor? That's unanimous. One more.
Motion to approve property tax collection rate of 98.5%.
Need a second. Luke? All in favor? That's unanimous. All right, next up, Tom, you want to read the next one? Oh, sorry, sewer, yeah, sewer, you can read that one, the sewer and operating.
Want me to?
Yeah.
So I move to approve the sewer operating capital funds, including the following: sewer operating fund budget total of $1,926,600. The sewer capital fund budget of $1,197,400 for a total sewer fund revenue and expense budget of $3,124,000.
Need a second. Mark? All in favor? That's unanimous. All right, moving down to other funds. You want to keep going, Tom?
Okay. I move that we approve other funds, including the dog license fund revenue and expense budget of $29,540. The parking fund revenue and expense budget, $100,000. The railroad fund revenue and expense budget, $164,124. The rental property fund revenue and expense budget, $11,700. Waveney Pool Fund revenue and expense budget, $568,800. And the movie theater fund revenue and expense budget of $75,635 for a total other funds budget of $949,799.
Second. Kim? All right, all in favor? That's unanimous.
Good timing.
All right. All right, this completes the approval process by the town council for the proposed 2022-23 fiscal budget. The appropriations shall be filed in the office of town clerk promptly and shall be published promptly in summary form at least once. The appropriations shall become effective 8 days after publication unless a notice of intent to file a petition for a referendum has been filed in the office of the town clerk within 7 days of publication. It's under Town Charter Section C4-13 and C4-14. Congratulations. That concludes this portion of the budget. All right, so this is, everybody gets to say a little bit of thanks, but I just want to thank a few people that are in the room here. First of all, the Board of Selectmen, Kevin and your board, Nick, and obviously Kathleen, all started this process a long time ago, but Thank you for all you did getting the budget to us. Board of Finance and all the liaisons of the Board of Finance. I mean, we're so lucky that we have a Board of Finance, that we have the council and the Board of Finance historically hasn't always worked, tightly together, but we have a really talented Board of Finance that does a lot of work, and led by Todd Lavieri, who is one of the best and brightest that this town has ever had in that position. So we are very, very lucky to work with such a talented Board of Finance and the liaisons that have done such a great job for us. We've got some members of the Board of Ed here tonight. I want to especially thank Brian Lutzy, Katrina Parkhill, and your board. An incredible job with a huge part of the budget, and a lot of detail this year, a lot of drill downs, a lot of graphs, a lot of charts. So there was a lot of information there for us to absorb and look through. Several members of the board were present at our meetings as we went along. And, it was really good to see some of the new members out in the audience on a regular basis. So thank you to all the board and all the input that they gave during the process. Finally, on the Board of Ed, I have to acknowledge Joanne Keating, just in terms of the job that Joanne's done. It is her last budget, but looking back over the years, and we've had people in your position before, Joanne, that didn't come close to the amount of detail and the amount of care that goes into the budget, and the amount of trust really that have been built over the years. So thank you from the bottom of our hearts for all you've done for this community. You've left a good legacy. A solid bridge has been built, and we will continue that work. So thank you very, very much for all.
Thank you so much. It's been my pleasure to serve this community and the committee and the town council. Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right, I'll move it over to our controller. She's brand new and she's a rock star. Ann Kelly Lenz, thank you so much for putting everything together. You came on under pressure here. You took over from Linda, and he did a great job. And I never expected we'd be able to fill his shoes as quickly and as effortlessly as you've done. But so thank you for everything you've done for us. And if there's a Batman, there's a Robin. And all right. All right. But I will say, behind the scenes, Josh Kaufman has been there every time I walk into that office, and I look perplexed. He said, "Eric, what do you need?" And he has had his door open for me and for all of us along the way. So Josh, thank you for everything you've done, putting all the numbers together, all the work behind the scenes. And we couldn't do it without you. So thank you very much. And of course, Tucker Murphy, the backbone, always there when we need her, always doing the minutes for us, always doing the scheduling, always the answers. What do we do now? Who do we talk to now? What's the next step? So Tucker, thank you. The town couldn't do without you either. So thank you very much for all you do. All right. And here's a guy who's, I don't know if he's on this call, but he's been on every single call of every single budget meeting that we've had from the beginning of time. But Tiger, if Tiger's not out there, but Tiger, I've talked before about Tiger, but he literally knows everything about everything. He handles 20 different budgets. So Tiger, next time we see you, we're going to give you a big hug and a thanks. So everything you've done is really, really amazing. The budget you put together. Thank you again from the town of New Canaan. And the two chiefs also were here a lot. Chief Krolakowski, multiple visits, and our new chief, Bassett. I mean, he's like the multiple visit award goes to Chief Bassett. I mean, he's brand new, but he's been here the whole way. So thank you to him. Cheryl Jones in HR. I'm sure I'm forgetting a whole bunch of people, but all of the work that goes into this, it really does take a village to get this together. And I'm going to bring it back home and thank the new members of the council. I think I started this when I had a 9-year-old, and the respect that you guys that have kids right now that are giving up your time and your personal effort in terms of you're giving up work time, you're giving up family time, you're missing meals with your kids, and all the effort that goes into doing this as a volunteer. The town wants to thank you as well. So thank you for all the time and effort you guys have put in. And for the older guys on council, you've been with us for a long time, and I appreciate all the effort you've done and all the questions and great thinking. Everybody's sort of an expert in their fields. I look to my left, I got Mike Morrow as an attorney here. He's, drills down on every single legal side of everything and has done just an amazing job with our public safety. Thank you for that. And Christina, every time we have a question about buildings, infrastructure, you're always there. I couldn't do it without this guy either. Mark, my left-hand man here. I mean, he's been there the whole step of the way. So thank you, Mark, for all you've done. Tom, you've been great, and everything you've done for the Board of Ed, simply amazing. Robin specializes in everything to do with parks, recs, green stuff, all kinds of anything that is to do with environmental stuff. You're our go-to person. I mean, we were so blessed to have so many different backgrounds. Kim, a new addition, and all you've done for us so far. Great questions so far. Thank you. And Hillary, always great questions as well. So security issues, initiatives. And, you know, I thought you, many times, you just wrap things up so eloquently. We could go on and on and on, and you wrap it up. So thank you for doing that for us. So. Oh, are they? Okay. Hi, Tiger. Hi, Albie. Thanks again. And last but not least, Penny, you are out there and you are the most experienced person on this board. And you're the one that sort of brings us all together and is really, truly the backbone of this council. You know, every in and out, every rule. And we really thank you for all you've done over the years. And thank you for your input this year and all your expertise. I wish you could be here tonight. Hope you feel better.
Thank you.
All right. That is.
I don't.
There's one more thank you.
Yeah.
And that is to the taxpayers. I have been impressed this year with the number of people who actually have been following our process. And I think that is a very healthy direction for our taxpayers to be leading us through, so that what we say, what we do is actually being heard and observed. And so I thank the input that we have received. It's been very helpful and constructive in our moving forward to a good, sound budget.
Steve, I just want to, on behalf of the town council, thank you for your tireless work leading this group of diverse individuals with various opinions and keeping us on our toes. You are one of the hardest working people in this town as well. And you deserve all the accolades. So.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. And, you know, we all do it because we love where we live and we love this town. I mean, everybody can have different opinions, but we're all here for one reason only. It's 06840. We love it. We would do anything for our town and our taxpayers. And you're all sitting up here because you were elected to do this job, and we will continue to work hard for the town of New Canaan. So thank you all. And let's move on to 2023. We're going to be working hard as we go forward. And if there's any other comments, I think we'll wrap it up and go get a drink. And I guess it's a tradition. The chairman has to buy first round. So we'll be headed over to probably over to Chef Louis for a drink. So if anybody wants to join us, anybody out there wants to join us, we'll head over and say hello to Chef. And that's it. Have a great night. And thank you again for all your work. We need a motion to adjourn. Oh, we need a motion to adjourn. Sorry. All right. Mark, motion to adjourn.
Second.
Mike, second. All in favor? There we go. Thank you very much. All right.